Hey armies and aunties, my name is Kat, and today I'm going to be telling you why I think that BTS are great role models for young boys in 2018. Disclaimer, this is not to say that other boy groups are not good role models. Firstly, let me just say this. Patriarchy does not only affect women, it affects everyone. In the words of feminist author and activist Bell Hooks, patriarchy is the single most life-threatening social disease assaulting the male body and spirit in our nation. Yes, patriarchy places women at a greater disadvantage than men pretty much everywhere, yet men are more likely to be imprisoned, commit violent crimes, and die earlier than women. This all plays into the ways in which our modern-day society defines what it is to be a man, also known as masculinity. A drive towards sex and violence are not inherent male qualities. All humans are capable of complex emotionality. If you're on social media, it's likely that you've heard the term emotional literacy, most likely in regards to men who are considered to be emotionally illiterate. All men are capable of being emotionally literate. It's the way that we raise and socialize our boys. He'll be such a ladies' man when he's older, man up, big boys don't cry. These are the things that stunt men's emotional growth. As armies, we are all painfully aware of the cringiness of BTS's early concepts. We are, of course, very glad to see that they have evolved as artists, but let's talk for a moment about why their growth is so important to the issues I've been discussing thus far. Boy in Love and War of Hormone. Of course, these songs are bops. We love them. But the messages behind the lyrics and music videos for these songs were problematic for obvious reasons. Street harassment, objectification of women, physical abuse. Big yikes! These are clear depictions of what we are so fond of calling toxic masculinity, or as Bell Hooks calls it, patriarchal masculinity. One of the reasons why I think that BTS in 2018 are so great is because they've grown out of that. They no longer perform War of Hormone live, however, they did more than just erase the issue. BTS and BigHit actually addressed it directly in a statement in 2016. We recognized the controversy about misogynistic lyrics in BTS's songs at the end of 2015. After reviewing the lyrics, we found that some of them could be perceived as misogynistic, regardless of the intentions of the creator, and could make some people uncomfortable. We also confirmed that some tweets posted by BTS prior to their debut could be offensive to women. The agency, as well as all of BTS, feel very apologetic towards all the fans who may have felt uncomfortable from any lyrics or social network posts, and we will take the criticisms and points in question into consideration for future works. Through self-review and discussion, we've learned that we can't be free of societal prejudices and mistakes, as they are a part of each individual's growth and experiences, things that are seen and learned in society. We've also learned that defining a woman's position or value in society from a man's point of view could be wrong. We feel heavily responsible for not being more careful with the production of BTS content and causing everyone so much worry. Please continue to watch BTS grow, and if you would continue to point out our shortcomings, we will continue to work hard, always listening to the words of our fans and society. Not only did they apologize, but with their Love Myself campaign in collaboration with UNICEF dedicated to promoting self-love and acceptance among young people, as well as their support for Marymond, a company dedicated to calling for justice for Korean women who were held as comfort women, kidnapped and forced to work at brothels for the Japanese army during World War II, BTS have been active advocates for women in issues affecting them directly. In 2015, when BTS dropped Hwayoungyeonwa Part 1, they opened up with Intro Hwayoungyeonwa. The lyrics for this, let me tell you, when we call Min Yoongi a genius, it's no joke. I can go into his production and how he made the literal beat of the song out of basketball noises, but that's probably for another video. Intro Hwayoungyeonwa is told from Yoongi's perspective. He talks about his anxiety of fleeting youth and asks himself whether or not he's happy. The change BTS showed from Dark and Wild to Hwayoungyeonwa is remarkable, which is one of the reasons why Hwayoungyeonwa will always have a special place in my heart. It sparked the universe that the next 3 albums took place in. Unlike their previous music videos, the Hwayoungyeonwa prologue, I Need You, and Run all showed a different side of BTS. They were raw. They showed a bunch of boys actually going through it, grappling with depression, addiction, loneliness, and above all depicted meaningful, supportive, and loving relationships between a group of young men. Plus, the videos were beautifully directed. I got into BTS during this era, and it's no wonder why. Like most outsiders, I thought of K-pop as something overly produced and manufactured, so seeing something as organic as Hwayoungyeonwa is why I found found BTS so appealing. With their next album, Wings, they just kept building onto that appeal. In his book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, John Gray states that feminist masculinity would have as its chief constituents integrity, self-love, emotional awareness, assertiveness, and relational skill, including the capacity to be empathic, autonomous, and connected. I actually read Hermann Hesse's Demian when the album dropped. It's a great read. It tells the story of a young boy grappling with his inner demons, loss of what he considers his purity, and his journey of self-discovery. It couldn't be more perfectly aligned with the concept of this album. As the first album featuring members' solo songs, Wings is incredibly personal. One of my favorite songs will always be Begin. Literally, Jungkook talking about how his life didn't really start until he met the rest of the members, how he loves them for helping him grow emotionally and find himself, and how when they cry, he wants to cry in their place. If that isn't feminist masculinity, I don't know what it is. In Bell Hooks' book, The Will to Change, Men, Masculinity, and Love, which I have been quoting thus far, so I'd give it a read, she states, "When men do the work of creating selves outside the patriarchal box, they create the emotional awareness needed for them to learn to love." With Love Yourself, Her in 2017, BTS made it pretty clear what their next direction would be. No longer struggling with self-identity and acceptance, they moved on to loving themselves enough to be able to love others. Not only that, but loving and being loved in return as a form of support within a relationship. Love Myself Answer sums it all up pretty perfectly. You've shown me I have reasons I should love myself. All in all, BTS's journey from boys being controlled by patriarchal masculinity into young men who have shown significant emotional growth, have secure self-identities, and radiate positive messages makes me really hope that more young boys begin looking up to BTS. As a fanbase consisting largely of young self-identifying women, it can be hard to see the ways in which boys can relate to BTS, so I hope that this video makes it easier for you. Thanks so much for watching. This was made for a women in media class I'm currently taking, but if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see similar content. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram and let me know what you think. Bye!